Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Guys, today I'm going to discuss about the structure of AC programming and files in AC programming and C tokens and character set. This is the topics we're going to discuss today's section. Okay, let us move into that. Shall open Notepad. So, what are the topics I'm going to discuss today? That is structures of AC programming. So okay, this is the first topic I was going to discuss with you. In this, what we have. So I'll be explaining that what is the structure you are using for the C programming. So the first session we are using in the C program, that is preprocessor directories. Here in the first and if you writing any C program now, first we need to use the preprocessor directories. What is the meaning of preprocessor directories? I'll explain now. Okay, preprocessor directories. What is the meaning of this? Guys, ఇప్పుడు మనం C ప్రోగ్రామ్లో we are using that main function, we are using printf function, we are using scanf function, you are using some other functions you are using. But how the compiler will know that these all those functions are having on the C program? So how the compiler will know it? So means what? The preprocessor directories is already having the some inbuilt programs are there. So that what happens, ఇప్పుడు మనం ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ కానీ స్కాన్ఎఫ్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఫర్ లూప్స్ కానీ ఇవి ఏవైనా సరే వాడిన తర్వాత వాటికంటూ ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అనేవి ఆల్రెడీ రాయబడి ఉంటాయి. సో ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అనేవి రాయబడి ఉంటాయి. ఆ రాయబడి ఉన్న ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ని కంపల్సరీగా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి. ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయడం కోసం అంటే మీన్స్ లైక్ ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ మనకు కంపల్సరీగా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వాలి, అవుట్పుట్ రావాలి మనకి. సో కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే ప్రీ ప్రాసెసర్ డైరెక్టరీస్ యొక్క ప్లేస్ అనేది ఎక్కడుంటుంది అంటే సి ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసేటప్పుడు ప్రీ ప్రాసెసర్ డైరెక్టరీస్ కంపల్సరీగా ఆ డైరెక్టరీస్ యొక్క పొజిషన్ అనేది ఫస్టే ఉంటుంది. సో అందుకనే మనం రాస్తాం చూడండి, యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ stdio.h, యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ coino.h, యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ string.h, యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ math.h, యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ alloc.h. So this all are is what is a preprocessor directories. Let's say that this is in header files. So these header files ఏంటంటే already they have something inbuilt programs are there. When we use the printf function and when we use the scanf function, that all the scanf functions are printf functions already having the program. So that reason what happened, the compiler will check that program. So okay, so once the program is executed, then printf statement is going to give you that output to you. So means what I mean to say is ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ ఉన్నది అని చెప్పి కంపైలర్కి ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది అంటే ప్రీ ప్రాసెసర్ యొక్క డైరెక్టరీస్తో తెలుస్తుంది. అంటే లెట్స్ సీ నౌ, సో ఐ సే దట్ యాష్ ఇంక్లూడ్ stdio.h. సో యూ ఆర్ రిటర్న్ లైక్ దిస్. సో అలాగే వీ కెన్ సీ దట్ we are using that. So you are using some other things also, like for example, let's say ash include coin io.h. So you are using this all those header files. This is all are is a preprocessor directory section. In that section we are using this all those header files in that particular section. Okay, after finishing of this I'll explain later on. So what is header file and what we there in the header file, so that I'll take on a different section. But now I'll explain that the structure of C program. I'll be explaining that what is header file, how the header files is works out. This all the things will explain later on. Okay, sorry, let's say I'll go for the next one. So what is the next one here? That is global declarations, like so global declarations. What is the global declarations? See, once we declare as a globally, So that declarations we can use into anywhere in the functions. Like for example, let's say now in the C program we are using the main function, and we are using some other user defined functions also we are using. In the later on classes we will explain that all those functions what we are having on user defined side. I'll be explaining that. But the global declarations means if you are declaring something as a globally, it means that that declarations we can use into predefined functions and as well as user defined functions also. Let's say if in case, for suppose it is a global declarations, I'm using that x is equal to 0. So it means that I use that int x is equal to 0. It means that it's a global declaration, global variable declaration. Once the global variable declaration is happened, this this x value we can use into anywhere in the functions. It's not mean that it is only useful in the main function. So it's not like that. If in case if we are defining the user defined functions also, in that function we can use this variable directly. There is no need to declare again over there in the same functions. Okay, so we can use this function anywhere in the methods. Okay, we can call functions also we call it as methods. Okay, so that's why we can use this variable in anywhere in the methods. Okay, so that is what the global declarations. It's not mean that is a variable. So we can declare the functions as a globally also, no issues of it. Okay, we can declare that. So and after global declarations we are using that main function. We know that this is the main functions, so we can use all functions areas over here. After declaration of the global, we can declare the main function. Now in this main function is also, I'll explain to you. See, at this position I have one doubt. Sir, this the computer doesn't understand about what we written. For suppose if you are written English now, computer can't understand English. So but we written everything. Our program is written in everything in English, but computer can't be understand that what we written in English. So because computer knows only binaries, means it knows that only zeros and ones. But here is also one topic is having that also I'll explain to you. That is what we can say, character system, right? So we have character system class also. At that time we can have an idea. So when I explain the character system now, so then we can understand this thing. Here, see, this is basically in a program, we didn't call that it is a bracket, it is parenthesis. Okay, let's say this is parenthesis. Okay, this is open parenthesis, this is close parenthesis. Okay, now you can see that in the parenthesis we can make arguments, and as well as we can give the instructions. Like for suppose if I want to give any variable declarations, we can declare here, no issues of it. If you want to be pass the arguments, pass the arguments over there. So it's not an issue. Okay, we can pass the arguments by the reference, we can pass the arguments by values, so we can pass it. It's not an issue of it. So okay, now let's see here. This is function definition. It means that this function is depends on the arguments. If we are given arguments, it takes the arguments, but with help of the arguments something should be happened, right? So that we should be mentioned by the braces. Okay, inside of braces itself only we are able to do something. What arguments you are passed into the main function, with the help of that arguments we are going to be do something, right? So here what we do is this, all we can call it as statements area. So we can make it statements over here. For suppose let's say, so I want to create an application. If I want to create an application, we are taking the requirements from the end user. So the end user is given requirements, so that requirements we need to solve with the help of the programs. So if you want to solve the requirements, we need to make the statements. So the statements will be works out with arguments. Okay, so you please understand that. Now please understand, the statement should be closed with the semicolon. So close with semicolon. So okay, it means that compiler will know that the statement is closer with semicolon. So that's it, we have to understand. Okay, so now we can make any statements, n number of statements we can make it over here. There is no issues of it. Please make it. Okay, no issues of it. So now again I want to be use my user defined functions, no problem, we can use your user defined function. But here one more thing is also I want to explain to you, I want to add you. See, before statement we can declare here also, we can declare here those declarations, we call it as local declarations. See, already I'm explaining the global declarations, now we call it as a local declarations. Please understand the differentiations, right? So the local declarations means it's nothing but if you declare something variable inside of main function or inside of any function, it is predefined or user defined, any function, if you are using the declaration inside of the function, it means that it is a local declaration. So what is the meaning of that? So those declarations we can use in that same function, we are not able to use that declaration into the other functions. Let's say example, so I use the local declaration in the main function, I'm using that some other variable, some other function, a method I'm using it, so I'm making something. So the local, I go into the declaration, that is a structure we are going to maintain. So and here now the statements. Now what happened? See, this local declarations we can able to use into this function only, this method only. We can't able to this call these variables in this main function. But it's possible when you are declared the globally. When you are declared the globally, for suppose let's say now int x is going to take in is this 20. It means that this int 20 is going to take in this x value, we can able to access from access in the main function, and as well as we can access in the some function also, because this variable we declare as a globally. So that is only the difference we have globally and local. So now let us see, this is what we can say that it is a structure, it is very simple. So to know that it is see, this is very simple. See, if you want to write any program now, we need to follow this structure. So we have to be define the preprocessor directories, and after if you have any global declarations, we can declare the globally, and after that we have to use the functions. So in the functions now, so we can, if you want to be pass the arguments, we can pass the arguments, and in that with the help of the arguments, if you want to be play something, so then we can play something into the braces like what I mentioned over there. So statements, we have to make the statements in that braces now, so we can play around around with your program, so you can play with that. Now I want to see something to you. So here I want to write something, or the simple program is going to be write, that is I followed with this structure, I follow with this structure, I'll going to be made a simple program. That's very simple, you know that. See, I'll going to do that. So already we have the preprocessor directors, I'm not going to type that preprocessor directors again, but I take the copy, just I paste it over here, and after that, so I'm using main function, and I'll open the braces, and I can see that printf is a function, is a predefined function. So I'm using hello, I am using slash it, so hello world. Right. So now I close this, and after that, so if you want to be return something, okay, return 0, I'll given return 0. Now this is a simple program, I'm follow the structure. Here we can see preprocessor directives, I'm using it, and after global declarations, I'm not declare any globally, so I skip it. So then after main function I'm using it, and the inside of main function I'm using the printf functions again. So in this printf function, this is a open parenthesis, this is closed parenthesis, and what we written in the inside of quotations, those will be given to the console, and it means it's showing that in the console, right? So here what inside of the quotations, those that only we can see on the console. Please understand that that is the operation, right? So that is a function operation, that is a printf operation. This will be automatically linked to the your header file like stdio.h, so standard input and output system. So this is what we can say that, see, this printf function is there in the include sto.h. So means what, it executes that, it is going to give in the output to you, that is only that hello world. But here one thing we need to look at, see, I given as a slash n, because it is escape sequences. You please understand that it is non-printable character. It means that if we can say that n here, this n also should be printed. What I said you, right? So in inverted commas, what we did, it will going to be print by the printer function. What I said, right? So, but here it's not going to be printing. This is what we can say that escape sequences, it is non-printable character. So it means what it can do is, the escape sequences, we have some other sequences is also we have, like for example slash a is there, double is there, slash b backspaces is there, slash t tab space is there, slash n new line is there, slash v vertical tab is there, slash f new pages or clear screen is also there, slash r carriages thing is also there. So we have many escape sequences are there, but so I'll give you an example, that is slash n, that is new line. It means that now compile is going to be happening. So after compiling now, so they're giving the something output in the console n means is a new line. It means that it will be showing the output in the new line. That is what we can say, that hello world. So next one is how the compiler will know that the program is end up. So the program is end up by using of return statement. The return 0 means we say something to the program. So okay, 0, we have to return the 0. So I need to be end up my program with the 0. Basically what happened, friend, in a computer terms, so we have zeros and ones now. So 0 means off, 1 means is on. So means what? The program wants to be off now. So that's the reason we are saying that return 0. It's not mean like that, okay? So means it's like that. And sometimes what happen, friend, return compulsory, sometimes written compulsory, sometimes it's written not compulsory. Some of programmers are using getch is also using, but getch is also is on a different thing, different function, okay? So getch means it will stop the console when it will stop the console while you are given the character. If you are given a character, then only it will be escape the console. That is what the getch function. It is string. It's actually it is in the string, okay? Because the getch function actually is doing that. It is asking something character. So if you are given character, it is escape this. It will close the console, okay? That's what we are using the getch over there. Okay, let us move into that next topic. Okay, after structure ISC program, I hope you understand this thing. But if in case if you have any doubt now, you can ask me, okay? In a comment section we can ask me. I'll be definitely give you the replies to you, okay? And again I tell you, before going to the session, if you likes my videos now, please subscribe, and as well as please share my videos in the WhatsApp, okay? That helpful lot to me also, and as well as help me as well as it will be helpful to you, your friends also, okay? I hope you understand. So okay, let us move into the next one. Next one is files in a C programming. So actually what the files in a C program, I'm not explaining the concept of files, okay? So we have concept of files, but I'm not explaining that files concept now. It's okay. So I'm explaining that what are the files we have, okay? uh, basically basically we know that if you do something, like for example, let's say, take it as an example of Excel. So if you are going for an Excel now, we are going to be do something, and after that we are going to save the they save something data what we are doing it. So means what, you are creating the files, okay? At the same way, in a C programming is also having some different files, okay? That we should understand very clearly, okay? This is very important, okay? So if you are not understand this one, that is somewhat is difficult, okay? How the C program is going to running, so that we should understand very clearly, okay? So I'll explain, okay? The first one is the source file, okay? I say that it is a source file, okay? Sorry, source file, okay? And the next one is, I'll see that the next one is header file, and next one is I can say that yeah, object file, and the final one, execute file. Sorry. Yeah. So guys, now I have one thing, friend. It means that yeah, source file means, let's say for example I've written something program like this. Okay, this is the program I written. If I want to run that, I need to have that. You please understand that. If I want to run something, I want I want something, right? So if compiler wants to run or a compiler wants to check something, so I need to have something. So those we call it as source code, the source file. For suppose if the compiler is not having anything, now how it is going to be compile something, right? So we need to have something, right? So in your screen, so those we call it as source code. It's not source file, it is a source code, what we have written in the Turbo CR, what we are using that application. So in that application, in that IDE, what we written that IDE means uh, integrated development environment. Okay, so this IDE means what? If you want to write any program, we need to have an environment, right? So with the help of the environment only we do something. So see, I have notepad, so that's the reason I'm going to be typing something, right? So we have environment. At the same way, and the C is also having environment. In that we are going to be typing something, so those we call it as source code. Once we have the source code, we need to save that code as a source file. Okay, like we are given that dot c means the extension name. So with the help of that dot c extension name, we are going to save your file. So those file we call it as source file. If we have source file, then compiler check for the source file. Now the source file is having that, compiler will going to check that your source file, and after checking the source file, a compiler will create something file, that is what we can say that object file. So what is that? Object file. But here the compiler is looking the library file also. Why the library file is going to look is because the printf statement, the printf function wants to execute. If this printf statement wants to execute, that ash include stdio.h should there. So it means what? The compiler will check that printf function is there in the stdio.h, is going to check it. So those we call it as the library files. Okay, stdio.h is a library file. Okay, so means what we written in the program now, so they'll be checked that library file, so with the help of the compiler. So the compiler will create the object file, you please understand this thing also. The compiler, it has a linker also. The compiler will going to link with the library files. Okay, you please understand that. So the compiler will going to ask you to the linker, hey linker, printf is there. Oh, linker is going to check that library file. Okay, library file they're going to check in. The linker will going to check that library file is having printf something. Yes, it's there. So the linker will send to the compiler, printf function is there, so you please forward. So means what? The compiler will going to be checked one by one line, so with the help of the linker and as well as header file, and after finally they create the object file. You please understand that the object file. Okay, okay, this object file means is nothing but I can say that it is understandable by, see, let's say it is not understood by the computer, but it will be created as a binary. Okay, the object file means is a nothing but is a binary. Okay, now let us, the object file, it's having binary, then linker will check this all those things, and after that it creates an execute file. You please understand that. So means what? The file should be have, so without file now, so how we do that? So we can't able to do that, anything go there. So header file is there, so header file means is going to be checking something to the header. Okay, okay guys, that's all for the today's session. So because it is too lengthy now, so we are not able to looking forward also. So in the next section I'll going to discuss about comments and as well as C tokens and character sets. This is the class we're going to discuss in the next section. Okay, thank you guys, have a nice day, enjoy the day, and please subscribe my channel. Please share my videos in the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you so much.